Hello there, welcome to Manifest Without Money once again. What are you expecting today? Because whatever you expect, that's exactly what you're going to receive. I am taping this video on my iPhone, and obviously everybody wants to look the best in a video. I'm going to try to look the best for me and for you. I want to talk to you about the power of auto-suggestion. What does it mean to me? Because it might mean something different to you. I had an experience, and it wasn't done on purpose. Somewhat, I felt led to do it. So I'm about to share it with you right now because I want you to see the power of auto-suggestion, or at least what it means to me and the results that I received. You might think that auto-suggestions are affirmations or assumptions or intentions. And I think so. I think they are. But this is another way that you can use them. You see, we have laws, or we are laws. Within us, this energy operates by laws. And according to the law, you are going to receive either a consequence or a reward. Through affirmations and intentions, we are focusing only on what it is we want. So the same way with auto-suggestions, we are going to focus only on what it is we want and know that the law always will give us what it is we want if we focus only on what we want. You see, I was raised in church. I would say maybe half of my life. While we were in church, we were being taught that God is out there. Someone out there is going to come one day soon and save us from this trouble that we're in. Well, that never happened. And that led me to look into science, and that's when I became a spiritual scientist, because I believe if you don't have the knowledge of these two schools of thought, you are going to be somewhat of an imbalanced person. But because of that, you see, in the church we were told to praise God, to worship Him, to praise Him, to glorify Him, to worship Him. And that came in the form of, you are so amazing. God, you are so amazing. God, you created the stars. You are brilliant. You are so good. You are so kind. You are so precious. You are so good to me. Now, because I understand who I am, the power of I am in me, and who the I am in me is, you see, I'm not pointing the you are out there. Because every time I would point it out there to a God somewhere in the sky, I would literally see images of maybe a white light in front of me, maybe somebody dressed in white, maybe there were times when I would see this big red velvety chair with gold around it. You see, my mind began to conceive images that I thought God would be there and He would sit there. And what happens is, you see, your mind and brain work together. Your mind thinks, and then your brain and your mind create images at your will. You decide. Whatever you might think, whatever you think. You see, when you were a child, you were told that this is a marker with a blue cap. Well, what if I told you right now that this is a yellow cap? You're going to call me crazy, right? But see, I have the power to change my perception, meaning I have the power to change the images in the mind, to associate them. I can choose my thoughts, and I can attach the images that I want. And so that's what I was doing while I was in the church. I attached the images that I came up with, and nobody told me what was happening with me, or why am I seeing pictures, and why am I seeing these pictures, and why is it that other people were seeing other pictures? And you see, everybody has their own version of a God out there. Now, when we come to understand that we are God, right? We are gods. And I began to say, well, wait a minute. If I don't say you are and imagine pictures, why don't I say you are but point it at me and see me? So this particular evening, right before I fell asleep, as you all know, that the subconscious mind is open, and the subconscious mind is the heart. You see, between the ages of 1 day and 7 years of age, your subconscious is open, your heart is ready to receive. The same way your subconscious is open at night and very early in the morning. When you lay upon your bed, commune with your heart. Commune with that child within you. Or commune, and it's not the child. It's not the child, it's just that you have a heart of receiving. You're an adult with the heart of a child. You always receive. And so this particular evening, I said to myself, you are so amazing, you are so brilliant. Now the images that began to form was seeing myself as if I was on a screen, and I would see myself, for example, wearing a certain dress, having a certain purse, a certain car. I began to choose the images that I want. You see, you have the power to originate your own thoughts and images. Here's what happened. I fell asleep saying, you are, you are, you are. And in the morning, even before I woke up, my eyes were still closed, but I knew I was coming out of my sleep. I heard within myself, I am, da 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 da. I am, da 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 da. I am, da 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 da. What I understood and what happened with me was this. This power of agreement or the power of decision, it's not between you and someone or something out there. Even though you can come into agreement with another person, it's just the same. But the most powerful affirmation that you can do is that you are, and you begin to see yourself as that person. And in the morning, deliberately, if it's not coming naturally, deliberately choose to say, I am, yeah. And recollect those images that you have painted last night, you created last night. You see, I want to introduce you to something very powerful. To create is to become. Neville said, to create is to hear and listen as if it was happening in reality. When you begin to say these things, you are, and I said them out loud so I could hear myself, and I was formulating these images, I was creating myself in the image that I wanted to become. And what does theology say? What God puts together, let no man put asunder, or let no man separate. What that is saying is that what you put together within you, what you put yourself next to, with, become one with, or create, no man out there is going to take away from you or separate you from. So if you put yourself together, you create or you become one with that house, with that partner, with that business, with that income, with that revenue, with the pair of earrings you want, for example. I have stories like that as well. Whatever you put yourself together with, because you're God, and what God puts together, no man can separate. So what you put together, what you create and become within, nobody can tell you out there you're not or you cannot have. Why? Because out there doesn't exist. It's just an illusion, as my friend Anders said. I like to call it mirages. See, a lot of people run so hard after a home, they work so hard for money. Money has become their master. Their thoughts are not the master. The money is the master over them. And so instead of them calling the money in, the money is calling them. They're the slave of money. And so we run after mirages, believing that if I work very hard, meaning if I do things in the physical, I am going to get that house. And you get there and something happens and you can't get it, or you get it and you lose it. Because we're working in reverse, from the physical to the intellectual and then into the spirit or the energy. No, that the order of operation in heaven's first law is order, is the order of heaven is from heaven to earth, or from the mind into physical, from the energy or spirit world into the intellectual mind, right, where we formulate those images and create those images, and then it has to come into the physical world by law, the law of perpetual transmutation. But between the heaven and earth, between the in and out, between the inside and outside, you operate with laws. You're activating laws all the time. Every time you imagine, you activate certain laws. You may not be aware as to what laws you're activating, but you're activating certain laws. And in my program, I teach you how and what laws you're activating, because at any given moment, you can use the law against you. You're still going to receive your manifestation, but you may not receive exactly what it is you want. You may not allow yourself to receive exactly what it is you want. But when you know these laws that they're working for you, then you can give them anything you want, because the law will create it and bring it to you. And then you're attracted through intuition to go to it. So the power of autosuggestion, that's what it means to me. You take your focus from a God or circumstances or people or money or business or whatever from out there, and you point it at You contain your own energy. Hold the energy within. Bend it. Vishen Lakhiani said you bend reality. Bend reality within you. Create it within you. Because everything out there is just an illusion right now. It will become reality because as within, so without. But as far as you just running after it without creating it, it's an illusion. What's real, it's only what's inside. One of my other friends here on YouTube said, a lot of people are putting their desire on a fishing pole. It's as if you're fishing for something out there, but you're never going to catch it. You can't catch fish out there if you don't catch them in here. And this is a very, very, very important principle, especially when it comes to business. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope that this helps you. Remember that your heart or your subconscious mind is the heart of a child. And the heart of a child means not to be childish-like, but to be in the place of receiving. Always receive. Always receive, because what you put out there, what thoughts and images you put out there, because you do. You might think right now they're only in your mind. They're not. They're not in the mind. They will be seen according to the law. What you do in the dark, it will be shouted from the rooftop. Again, you see me talk about theology and science. What it's saying is, what you see within, you're going to hold in your hand. That's what science proves. You see, theology teaches you how to think, and science says, here's the fact. Here's the fact of it. Which means it will become a fact. It will become a reality nonetheless. So thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. And if you're not part of the program, Manifest Without Money, I would encourage you to take a look down below. Check out our webpage, and the benefits within the program are that you are involved on a constant basis, which means daily you have to do something. And not just one time a day, but multiple times a day. Because you want to live within the inner reality, not the outer reality. So the program brings your focus and energy from the outside only towards the inside. You. Loving yourself. Creating whatever you want so that you can see results faster. So that's the benefit of being within a program, within a community that is working together, from taking their energy from the outside and putting it on the inside. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, meeting you, and getting to know you by name. Thanks so much for watching. And remember that every worker is worthy of his reward. The work that you put within, 95% is mindset, you are going to be rewarded for it. And what you put together with you, what you become one with, no man will separate you from it. It is already yours. It is done. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And that's it. I don't say more if there's nothing more downloaded. Okay, everyone, thank you again. With much gratitude, this is Luminita.